friends. Today we're going to read a story about recycling, and the story is called We Are Extremely Very Good Recyclers. In this story, our brother and sister, this is Charlie and this is Lola. And just like the other stories you've been reading, we've seen lots of different things we can recycle, and they have their boxes here showing you some of the things that they can recycle. This story is written by Lauren Child. Oh, this picture looks so similar to what we were talking about the other day in the story Peas on Earth. This is a picture of what looks like the earth. And the land is different colors than the ones that we did though. The land was green in the ones you made, and then blue for the water. I have this little sister, Lola. She is small and very funny. Lola loves keeping things, all kinds of things, boxes, old broken toys, just things. She doesn't like to give anything away. She likes to keep everything that she has. Not anymore, says Lola. I say, has it got anything to do with when we went to Marv's house? This is Marv's room right here. And Lola says, maybe. Yesterday, Marv says, I dare anyone to go into my big brother Marty's room. He doesn't let anyone touch any of his things. Oh, this is Marty's room. That's Marty's. Mom says, his room looks like a complete pigsty. Means a very big mess. I say, he can't be that bad. Let's check out and see what his room looks like. See if it's really a pigsty. When we sneak into Marty's room, Lola says, ew, it's stinky. But then we hear, get out of my room now. He does not want anyone in his room. Marty says, get out of my room. Look at all this he has in his room. He has trash, paper, tons of books, even some cans that are they're empty. He has bottles, things that he could recycle, but apparently he has something that smells really bad in there too. He might need to recycle some things in his room. So you see, Charlie, I do not never want my room to look like Marty's. So I am throwing away everything because I don't need it. Why don't we recycle it? Charlie says. And Lola says, bicycle it? No, recycle it, Charlie says. Recycle? What's that? Said Lola. Well, it's a way that people can reuse old things in a different and newish way. Why? Says Lola. She thought it was bicycle it. That's kind of funny. Recycle it. Let's see why we should recycle things. Charlie's going to teach his sister all about it. Because if we throw everything away, then we will all be completely buried under a massive, huge pile of garbage. No one wants to be in a pile of garbage, she's saying. Charlie's saying, look around. This is what would happen if we threw everything away. All these bags of garbage would be sitting in a big pile. So we have to take care of our earth. And if we don't use things again, in the end, we'll just run out of everything. So recycling is a good idea, said Charlie. Did you know there are places where they make new paper out of old paper? The old paper gets smushed with water and other things, and then they press it and it all is flat. Well, I didn't know a lot about recycling until now. Let's see what happens next. Then there are all sorts of new types of paper that you can make. So you take old paper and they say they smush it, they probably at a factory, and a machine makes it into new paper or recycled paper. You could reuse the toilet paper, and writing paper, and egg cartons, and coloring in paper, and wrapping paper. And you could even take, if you have leftover wrapping paper when you wrap, you could use that to make something new. I see lots of friends that use writing paper on both sides that helps save our paper. Later, Lola says, look, Charlie, Mom bought me this special comic book. It's called Look After Your Planet. And there's all about recycling in it. Great timing for her mom to bring her that book. A mom is like mom, just another name for mom. Charlie's being such a great big brother. I bet a lot of you are great to your siblings or to your friends. You teach them things that you know and they don't know about. And I say, ooh, a contest. You can win a tree all your own to plant. Oh, that would be so nice to earn oh, you could earn one of those, she said. What do we have to do, says Lola. We have to collect 100 of each thing. 100 tin cans, 100 plastic things, 100 things made out of paper. That's a lot of things, says Lola. I'm sure at your house you have some of these things. You might have some plastic things or some cans, like you might have some vegetables or some fruits in those cans. You might have some plastic. I know that when we shared for recycling that some of you had plastic containers, plastic water bottles. You might have some newspaper or magazines or paper that you're all done with that you could recycle. And just like you have this at your house, you can do the same thing that they're doing. So it says, look, Lola, your very own tree counter. So at your house, you can follow along with what Charlie and Lola are going to do. Every time you collect something to recycle, you can stick a leaf onto a branch. When your tree counter is completely filled up, you can get your very own real tree to plant. So when you decorate yours with all your leaves for recycling, each time you recycle like a piece of plastic, a tin can, paper, you could sort them, and then you could put one leaf for each thing that you collect. Lola says, I would love to plant a tree. Well, you better get recycling, said Charlie. And Lola says, okay, Charlie. I've already recycled plastic, and I've recycled some baked beans and some paper. She has to be careful when she's standing on that, though. She needs to make sure she puts it into the right spot so it doesn't all fall down. I say, I'm not sure we will be able to collect 100 of each thing in just 2 weeks, Lola says, all on her own. So Lola says, I think we can. We just have to get started. So later Lola says, see, Charlie, I can recycle these toilet paper rolls. He says the idea is actually that you use the paper slowly and not to waste it. So we don't have to cut down lots of trees. Then you recycle the rolls. Well, we need some more leaves on our tree counter. So maybe we need to ask even more people, Lola says. So instead of taking the paper off the toilet paper rolls, we need to use it slowly. And then when you're done, you take the toilet paper roll right here. You take this part and then you recycle it. But we have to be very conscientious. That means we have to pay attention to what we actually use to not waste. The next day at school, Lola says we have to save the trees and stop us being covered in a big, large pile of garbage. So she's talking about what Charlie said. If they don't recycle, if they throw everything away, then they're going to earn this tree as a community or as a school instead of being in a pile of garbage. So she's giving examples to her friend. She said, if we fill this tree with leaves, we will win our very own tree for school. She's giving her examples, yogurt, some paper, some plastic. Everyone is excited and says, I want to do recycling, pass it on. Oh, I want to do recycling, pass it on. I want to do recycling, pass it on. I like how she's teaching her friends at school about this and that they're interested in also recycling. So everyone at school starts recycling. Look how many I've got. Oh, I've got lots too. You are a very good recycler, Lola. Oh, Morton, you're not helping. He's building. He's having a good time, but they're supposed to be recycling. And he didn't really bring any to recycle. So Morton goes home. Uh-oh. Look. Remember, Morton had that really dirty pigsty room with things everywhere that we were saying he could definitely recycle some of these things. So he goes in his room and he finds more things to recycle. When everything is recycled, Lola says, oh no, we have not filled up the whole tree, so we will not be able to get our very own real tree. Oh, but then Morton comes along and Lola says, look what he's got. So he has a lot of things to recycle. I wonder if that will be enough to fill up the whole tree, just like this is that tree that you have, that you can take care of at your house. Let's see what happens next. We have filled up the tree counter. Thank you, Morton, says Lola. You are a very good recycler. Then Marv whispers to Morton, where did you get all that? And Morton says, Marty's room. Marv says, you are going to be in such big trouble. But not yet. We get to enjoy our brand new tree. The next day we all go outside and plant the tree together. I love this. You could do this at your house. You could plant something. It doesn't have to be a tree. It could be a seed, like the ryegrass seed. You could plant. And you could even decorate something like a bird feeder and put it outside, just to make our earth a little bit prettier and clean, and we can reuse lots of things. Look, our very own real tree, says Lola. She is so excited. And just like the title of our story, we are extremely very good recyclers, aren't we? Just like our title. They decided to be really good recyclers. Very, extremely good. Look how happy all the friends in the picture are. They're so proud that they worked together to be able to plant their own tree at school. Later, when we were all at Marv's house, we suddenly heard, who's been in my room? Let's get out of here, says Marv. And Morton says, quick, run for it. So even though Morton did the right thing by helping get some of the recycling things, he did take things from someone else's room, and he wanted that mess in his room. He wasn't ready to clean it out, Mr. Martin. Maybe he'll learn how to recycle soon. I hope you enjoyed this story, friends. You can go ahead now and you can work on your own tree that I was talking about in this story. Mrs. Pop has already gone over how to make your tree. So you can go ahead and you can start working on this for the next few days, and you can start adding a leaf for each time you recycle something at your house. And when you're all done, it will be 100 different ways that you took care of your environment and your world and your earth. Have a good one.